Hey, it's Lori Alvarez, and we are live on location today. I had a client just recently send me a private Facebook message because they were like, Lori, we want to hire you to help us sell our house. But we need to know, how do we get this done? What do we do next? Those were literally, there was a little more inappropriate words in there. However, I'm going to clean it up and make it nice and bright for you. And so they just said, how do we get our house sold, right, Lori? And so one of the questions that they asked me, and they had 3 great questions, but the one we're going to discuss today is, should I sell my house with all my junk in it, or should I sell my house empty and move everything out? What do you suggest, Lori? That was specifically what they asked. And so Q&A Wednesday is all about your questions. We get them answered and we do it live here. So I thought, what better way than to show you the difference between a space that's empty and a space that is comfortable and ready to be sold. So as you see, this space right here, I just recently cleared out. There's just a few things here and there. This space right here does not have any chairs, doesn't have a couch, doesn't have anywhere to sit down, right? It's just a space that I would stand in, a space that I could kind of look around, feel its size, but it just doesn't feel great, right? It just feels like a space. Like, what do you do with this space? What would you think is the right thing to do with this space, right? Isn't that how you feel when you're in a space that's empty and cold and there's just like nothing really in there? You know, you're like, gosh, I don't know, what would I do with this? I mean, it might allow for the really creative ones to create their own environment and put all their goodies in there and make them feel like, oh yes, I can do that. But the majority of people really can't have that kind of inspiration. They need a few key pieces in place in order for it to make great sense for them. So let's move over to a space that does have some furniture. Come on, follow me. So you'll see right here, this living space definitely has space, right? It has furniture. You can feel it. It feels very warm and cozy. It feels like, gosh, I know what I do with this space, right? I come in, I sit down, I enjoy it, I relax and cuddle in a pillow, read a magazine, right? You have this entire space. Doesn't have too much furniture, just a table, a chair or 2, right? And a nice comfortable couch that fits the space. It's not too large, it's not too little. Now, is it perfect? No. And can someone feel their furniture, their space in here? You better believe it, right? Because they can't get distracted by anything, except maybe, oh no, real life stuff like baby toys all over the house. Sellers, put them away. Someone could trip over them, right? We don't want the baby toys, so noisy, all over the house, making noise, someone tripping on it, maybe 1 or 2 in a child's bedroom to kind of stage that space. You could definitely do that, right? And our beloved puppies or our kitty cats and their goodies, put it away. We do not want any of that stuff like hanging out for people to see it. No. Just get rid of that stuff right away, right? Because some people may be allergic to animals. And so that kind of stuff like dogs and cat food and dog food and pet hair, could be very, very highly allergic to. So you want to make sure that's not what you're doing. You're not having that stuff in there. I had one client one time, I was out with them and we walked into a house and she had to walk out immediately because she was highly allergic to cats. So if you have a house that has cats or dogs or animals in it, make sure you notify the other agent that's selling that property, the other agent that's showing that property. Tell all parties, because you never know who is allergic to what, right? That's just an added bonus for you. So when you have a great house and you have a good space, you want to make sure less is more. When you work with Lori Alvarez and team, if you would like, we love and we see great value in sending a stager out to you to help you get ready to get your house sold for the most amount of money. And our stagers do a fantastic job of giving you all of the necessary details to get prepared to show your house in a way that a buyer can feel it and see it and then experience it. And that's really what you want. You want your house to be an experience. You don't want them to walk in and be like, oh my gosh, look at all these magazines. Nicholas is our cameraman. Nicholas, show them all those magazines. My gosh, look at all those magazines. They like magazines. You don't want that kind of stuff sitting out when you're showing a house. Maybe one or two, and then put all the rest of them away, right? That's really what you want. What's a great, easy way to tuck away the excess? Baskets. They're fantastic. Show them this basket, Nicholas. You put all that junk inside the basket, put some pretty blankets right on top, boom, boom, boom. They don't know you had a mess. It's tucked away nicely, and it's an easy, fast cleanup. Makes for being on the market and selling your home just a little easier on you, Mr. Seller or Mrs. Seller, because I gotta tell you, I've been there, I've done it. I've moved personally 3 times as well, and that was not easy. And I have 4 sons, right? And in a couple of those moves, I was pregnant, and that's even harder, especially when you do it during the summer when everyone else is trying to sell their house. It's no fun. So, Mr. Seller, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm going to encourage you. 1, interview a great agent that makes sense for you. What's a great agent? Well, Lori Alvarez, myself. Fantastic agent. I'm in the top 1% and 2%. Over here locally, we love to answer all your questions, and I have a heart to educate, to teach, to help, and to serve. And so does my family. And we are a family real estate company. We really appreciate you always tuning in. We love your great questions. So if you have any additional questions, just comment down below or send me a private Facebook message, just like this particular client did, right? Just connected with me on Facebook, sent me a little Facebook message saying, hey Lori, we want to have you over. We need you to sell our house and we don't know what to do, right? So his next great question that we'll talk about next Wednesday at Q&A is, Lori, when is it the best time to sell my house? That is a fantastic question, and we'll go over that in the office where I have all the stats. Otherwise, thanks for visiting me in my home sweet home, right? It's so cozy. And if you didn't know, family is everything to us. So hey, RE family out there, we love you. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to get that sold sign in front of your house, call me, Lori Alvarez, at 909-227-4196. And then, of course, you can check us out at lorialvarez.net and everywhere else too. Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Thanks again for tuning in.